Hello, my friends, and welcome once again. This is Hambbage, and we're ready for another hardcore vanilla Minecraft play session. So glad that you could drop by, and I hope we got a good episode in store for all of us, myself included. You never really know going in what exactly it's going to look like, but man, we kind of hit the jackpot yesterday, didn't we? Or yesterday, last video. I guess it was yesterday for me, but it could have been 5 minutes ago for you guys. You never know. So we went into the Nether. We took a whole bunch of TNT that we had crafted up, and we blew the snot out of it, and into the giant Kleenex of our Minecraft world came a whole bunch of ancient debris, and we got all of our tools set up. So we have two things that I think would be really fun. One, I mean, you got a new sword, you got to use it, right? But I think on the way to doing that, let's heal up our tools, and we'll just run back over to the darkroom spawner to do that. It'll kind of give me a chance to reset a little bit, while calendar-wise, it was just a day ago, and it doesn't feel horribly removed. A bunch of time has gone by between the two episodes, so I want to kind of just get back into the swing of things here and see what. Oh, that's nice. What all we have going. Let's go most need first this time. Alright, well, that's about as good a start as we could hope. Come on, dude. Alright, you just bounce there for a while. We'll kill you eventually. This is the reason why, instead of using up the quartz that we'd gathered or anything else, I think it's good to come hang out here. As long as we're cooking glass, it really continues to benefit us to hang out here and take down the creepers while we can. The other thing, we should probably load up a shulker's worth of gunpowder from over here and just take that back, since we used up a bunch on TNT. We're getting pretty well equipped here, but it is. Let's use brown. Brown never gets used these days. Let's see what good old brownie can do for us. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. That will, of course, I don't have a pick in my hand to pick it back up. So I've got an update and a new question on some of the just random commentary that's been in the recent videos. We were talking a lot about dynamite versus TNT in a previous episode. We were talking a lot about TNT, and I'd kind of brought up, is it just a TV movie thing that makes it that those two are associated? And, is TNT made out of dynamite? Is there anything between the two? And I did look that up, and the fact is that no, there is no direct relationship between the two. They're, obviously they're both explosive compounds, and the materials that make them up are different. I don't know. I didn't look any more than that. Just was curious if those two were the same thing or not, and clearly they're not. So I would imagine, like C4 and some of those kind of things, which I think is probably more reliable, stable for transport. Nowadays you always hear the comment, in movies, whether it's the SEALs or whoever, terrorists with something. It's always C4 these days, and I think one of that is it always appears, at least I haven't seen any of these firsthand, but it always appears to at least be kind of that malleable, those blocks that can be softened up and applied to things. So that may be one of the attributes that makes it more common these days. But I would also imagine, back in the day, and dynamite really predated, what I think of in terms of World War II as the war where, there were engineer commando units. And that may just be a lack of knowledge of World War I, but certainly in trench warfare, there wasn't as much opportunity for the, blowing of bridges and that kind of stuff. Whereas in World War II, when there were lots of campaigns back and forth across Europe, there was lots of demolition. If you dropped a bridge, or a bridge too far, right? That was a movie, and Saving Private Ryan also had the similar plot element of soldiers trying to hold a bridge, because if the retreating army, in that case the Germans, had blown up the bridge, then that would halt the progress of the advancing, post-D-Day advancing armies of the Allies. So, same thing goes, and in World War II, that was when there was a lot of TNT being used. Dynamite, you might expect more of like an underground type, French resistance underground type stuff. Those types of guerrilla troops where you find an old mining company or something and you can get your hands on that as civilians. Dynamite really predated. It was an early mining tool to blast rock, right? And to whatever degree, nitroglycerin kind of came into the play there, and I think both in those elements were very unstable. Dynamite, they still say, if it ever gets wet, it actually becomes more unstable. It's not like you put it on and it becomes waterlogged and can no longer ignite. It actually becomes very unstable because now those chemical elements are potentially whatever they do to go critical and cause the explosion that we all recognize. So that's and then my understanding, at least, and this is just my understanding. I don't, if there's any demolition / miners / experts out there, feel free to let me know if I'm way off base. But my understanding is that by the time you can take dynamite back around, think American Civil War era, mid 19th century, it's being used in mines. The classic sticks of dynamite that you see in like cartoons and that kind of stuff, where it's a bundle of sticks and they get confused for candles all the time, all the gags and all that kind of stuff. Well, I believe, at least this is my guess, that TNT kind of replaced those. It's a more complex chemical, probably a little more stable for transport and shipping, and so less accidental explosions. So good there. And then that's my guess, is that now both are relatively low tech, and there's far more advanced components that, with polymers and things like that you can, as we kind of alluded to. And I don't know if C4 is the accurate one there, but, shaping charges around, being able to use as much as little as you want, whether they're responsive to electric or radio impulses. That's all the sci-fi stuff is so crazy out there, but, that's the stuff that's very likely out there we don't know about, but is considered secrets. The ability of compounds and things just to react to a remote signal without any kind of wire or detonator. The movie's always got the timer clock down, tick down, click. The timer tick down clock. Wow. I'm going to need a lot more coffee, I have a feeling. But I think those are largely becoming anachronistic. They're just out of time because there's no need to have all that setup when it can just actually be engineered into the compounds that are already making it up. Now that's pure speculation. Nothing to back that up. Don't come at me and say, "Oh no, I don't care. We're just talking. We're just getting our stream started, trying to kill the time while we wait for creepers and fix our tools." But that's one that those are the kinds of things. May not be that exactly, but those are the kind of things that I think when we all think, "Oh, top secret," that means big aliens and the nature of the universe and all that kind of stuff. A lot of times it very clearly approaches industrial trade secrets more than anything, and it's just having military connections into to research universities and private research companies that they can kind of have a view across the spectrum of new tech. And that's one of the advantages of holding and protecting patents is the patents all come through the government's purvey, and so they can come in and kind of get a holistic view of, oh, these are, you make a name for yourself as an engineer or a chemist or a physicist or whatever, and then they kind of, okay, we should watch this guy seems to be onto some cutting edge stuff. And they can kind of, keep a top list and go, okay, all these are incredibly cutting edge. Do we see trends across, or can they be combined and all that? And so that's the kind of the advantage. Alright, we're so close. Come on, just get this shovel. We want to... I think we're feeling ready now. Did we just load up glass? I can't even remember. It's all one... Oh, some good produce. Go up in the rain. We're in the ocean, it's making progress. We're not there yet by any means, but no longer looks like we just got started. All right, come on, guys. We will eventually want to still do that bow. We shouldn't forget that we're now down to playing without a backup there. Okay, finally. You to you to you. Where's our ender chest over here? I don't know why I didn't put this away the whole time ago. Okay. these are all good. We're going to swap you right now. We'll keep these two because we may find that we can continue to improve the path. I always think I'm going to have enough time waiting for the world to load to sip my coffee, and they don't. So we need a bunch more nether rack to fill in this part, but this is going to open a lot of this up to ghasts. Such activity. Yeah. Come on. How do I only have 3 of those? Didn't we go through a gazillion of them? Alright, let's keep that loading up. Alright, I think... Oh, this is just a one-off? Okay, that's kind of our end. Let's just run through these a few times. Kind of build up our anticipation. So I said that was one of the topics while we were talking about the TNT versus dynamite thing, wrapping that up from the other day. The other thing, this came up to me this morning. Usually, when I have oatmeal, and I did today, with some awesome, like the jumbo blueberries. Came in, they were on super sale, and it was like the organic super, normally I'm pretty good with the regular produce most of the time, but these were on like super duper sale, and they were huge and awesome looking, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some of those. And so this morning I was like, oh, let's do up some oatmeal. And I have, as I've said, living by myself, it's the ever-present battle of eating up the bananas before they completely turn into baking goods. So I was like, all right, well, let's do banana blueberry oatmeal. And normally I love putting blueberries in particular into oatmeal before, and this is just, like heat up, boil some water that is also going to make my coffee, and then throw it into the bowl with the dry, quick oatmeal stuff, right? I'm no purist. It's not like my cousin Vinny with grits. I just do up the instant kind. Man, that's good. I think it's healthy. And if you're not getting the, for one thing, it's so is so incredibly cheap to get oats. If if you're in the cereal aisle, first of all, look left or right, whichever way the fancy, kids boxed cereal is, and appreciate how look at the ounces that you're getting in a box of cereal, and then look at the price, and it's like, what is it? I don't know. I haven't bought a box of cereal in years now, but it is like $6 for some of the childhood favorites, right? Fruit Loops or the Reese's peanut butter ball ones, Captain Crunch, all those childhood favorites. I love the ball too. I still do, I guess, although I no real desire to get any of them. But so you got that side of the aisle, right? And everybody knows it. It's one of the first things you learn generally about consumerism or economics. When I know they don't do any kind of home ec anymore in school, but usually, if you have some kind of an econ or something, they talk about how you walk down a cereal aisle and you can quickly see marketing and how it's applied. The most colorful, sugary, what adults are like, man, is that food type cereals, are put 3 to 4 feet off the ground on the lower shelves. And it's so that the kids that are tottering along with mom or mom and dad or whoever's shopping can go, oh, look, that one has a toy in it, or I want this one, and that's certainly by design. Also note that when you have the boxes that have the toys and stuff for the kids, those are not the big family value sized jumbo box. Those are the tiny little ones, because you get a much higher price per ounce, or whatever the metric you want to use is, on small containers of stuff than you do a big. That's just packaging and all the rest of it. So of course when the stores are marketing out something like cereal to basically children, right? The Cheerios and Rice Krispies and some of those they kind of cross between, right? They're marketed to parents as, hey, these are not just straight sugar, Raisin Bran, all that kind of stuff. But they have cartoon characters and stuff to try to make them more appealing to kids as well. You'd rather the kids want their cartoon friends to be driving the decision than just pure price point, or anything like that. So, and I'm not saying this is an awful thing, or that anybody's bad for doing it. That's the basis of a free market economy. You're welcome to go buy all those kind of things. So it's not like cereal companies are evil for doing this. It's just good marketing, right? You design and appealing campaign for your target audience, children, and then you package and advertise that product to that demographic. And they do a great job of it. It's really, I often will just kind of stop and be like, oh, that's cool. I like seeing how those things manifest when you're not really looking for them. So. So you're walking down your breakfast aisle at your local Shop and Save, or whatever you want to call your local grocery store, and then typically on the opposite aisle will be the hot cereals and stuff, right? Or nowadays the cereal bars, all what granola bars evolved into. At least that's how they have it set up at most of the ones I go to, which are usually of the same chain, so that makes sense. But in the oatmeal aisle, part of the aisle, and I guess there's allusions to cream of wheat and grits and everything else are all in that. Hot cereals, cereal being the inclusive term of all grain type products, right? A cereal crop. So that's now taken over by marketing too, and this is much more adult oriented, right? It's not the same like, oh, little kids, blah 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 blah, and cartoon characters and all that, because now it's healthy, it's oatmeal, right? But they know little kids who would much rather be eating bright, colorful, Fruit Loops or whatever, marshmallow-filled Lucky Charms, any of those, are always, it's almost a guarantee, they will all turn their nose up at hot oatmeal. It's just, you gotta dress it up. That's where the brown sugar, the honey, or the raisins or chocolate chips or anything else. So, but I would imagine long ago, it was certainly a deal back when I was a little kid too. They started marketing the packets of instant oatmeal with pre-added flavoring, and so then you're thinking like, oh yeah, I'm getting all this is really healthy. I'm gonna be a super athlete because I'm not eating the bad cereal. I'm eating oatmeal. Yay me! And then you go, oh well, this packet of peaches and creams, if you look at the ingredients, sure, the first ingredient is oat or processed oats, because a lot of times they just grind a lot of it into a powder, so it dissolves and sets up very quickly. But then shortly on the list is high fructose corn syrup and all that. They have some colored chunks of fruit matter that may or may not be dehydrated peaches, and a bunch of dairy fat stuff, and it tastes awesome, right? They know what they're doing. They're making products that have a market. Fortunately, they lose a lot of the health benefit of good old oatmeal when you do put in the all the additives and stuff. And they also are now selling what had been a bulk good. Oats are commodity, right? they are about as base a staple as you can get. If you're ever tight on coin, don't go to McDonald's for breakfast. Go get yourself a huge container of oats, and you can eat. You can eat for quite a while and be very comfortable doing it. That's a staple grain. That's in times of famine and things like that. That's something that people would be hard pressed to. When you see like aid going to war torn or back, it doesn't. This says a lot about the state of the world, but it doesn't happen so much anymore. That even like Africa doesn't really have the same level of famines, and the drought, of course, that was going on in the 80s is no longer present. But always, it's like Minecraft, right? It's always a combination of factors that makes you lose your world. It's not just the skeleton. It's that the skeleton gets you when you ran out of food and you dropped your sword, and then a creeper came over the hill too, and those all work together. People, in global scale famine and starvation situations, it's usually a combination of environmental, political, and other factors that keep them from just getting enough base food. So it's sad reality, but it is a reality. And okay, well, that's just the world we live in. I'm not sugarcoating it. It's just what we have to deal with as peoples. So yeah, they so they dress up oatmeal, and they get, what, I'm not the supermarket sweep guy, but what's the price on a box of the little oatmeal packets? Probably like $4 or $5, right? And you get like six little packets in there. So yeah, you're if that's all you have, and if you just have one packet, you're eating breakfast for $1, and that's decent, right? That's certainly way better than a McDonald's breakfast or your school cafeteria or anything like that. But probably one is not going to really fill you up. At least it never did for me. I was always two-pack guy when I would use those. You're up to $2 for a handful of ounces of oatmeal with some sugar and artificially colored dehydrated fruit pieces in there. So you get all that, and you're like, okay, well, it is convenient. You get a box and you get them, and if you're in the office or something like that, certainly easy to have a box of those in your drawer and just dump one into even a coffee cup, right? Pour some water into it, stir it up with a spoon, eat it, you're all done. No fuss, no muss. I get it. The trade-off, though, is if you look at the bottom of that side of the aisle, opposite where the kids in the cart are looking at all the colored toys and everything, there you have first like the Quaker canister. It's like cardboard kind of deal, but you have the canister of Quaker oats and products, right? It's not just oats, and they do all of them. And then you have alongside, you're gonna have like the store brand, right? It's like the generics. And I'm not here to be like, oh, you should buy all generic stuff all the time. There's huge differences in some products, and you wanna shop around, but don't feel you have to buy something just because it's a marketed name. You're paying for that. And especially I've found in the case of bulk goods like that, there is no need to buy name brand. And sorry, I'm picking on you, Quaker guy. Rest in peace, Wilford Brimley. Whatever the generic oats are, if it's really just the canister size, you're golden. There's nothing you can do to oats that make a name brand version superior to a generic. They're oats, right? Maybe they didn't come from Farmer Jessup's blue ribbon oat crop, but they're still oats, right? And when you're making oatmeal, again, if you're baking grandma's secret cookies or something, maybe then you want the highest possible quality ingredient. But when you're just making some oatmeal in the morning, so you get the generic canister, and the generic canister is gonna fill you up in the morning and be right. And just kind of the standard size, I guess, whatever it is like $1, right? And then you look at the ounces and stuff on there. So for the same price as the individual pack of colored, flavored, sugary oatmeal, you get like 40 servings of oatmeal. So you just incredibly improved your price point. And you got rid of all the sugar and the artificial nonsense that's going into it. It's just base. And then you can add your own flavoring. And then if that's working for you, you like it, then you look, and just further down that aisle is the even larger canister. And this is one that's tough for me to justify because I'm in an apartment. And, one of the only real drawbacks for me is that the I know I've got this guy behind me. Oh, and then I just fell off myself. Great. He didn't see me, though. And I realize I'm totally wasting the time to go use our sword. We'll see how we're doing on time. We'll probably definitely get in there, but maybe we'll explore a little bit before we really get down to fighting, although the fighting is going to be kind of more up to them than us. But yeah, maybe we'll we'll get some of that setup taken care of, or get that internal part found. Is what I meant to say. So anyway, you can get the larger canister. It's still, it's not crazy size, but you can get that for like $2.50, and it's over twice as much as the standard size canister. And I don't know. Sorry, I didn't plan to talk about oatmeal a whole lot. I was just loving the fact that that's what I'd had, and it was good. And I enjoy it. I haven't even gotten to the real question I wanted to pose to everybody, but I will. So the moral is, I guess, moral. I don't know if this is really a moral story, but you can get a whole lot of the actual oats, for very, very cheap. It makes a great cheap breakfast, and by adding in your own stuff, you'll actually have a far superior taste experience, food, just general eating experience, than you would if you bought the attempts at representing the same stuff in there. So that's what I was doing today. I had these large organic blueberries, got a big old vat of them, just put a sprinkling in the bottom of the bowl. And then, and this is here we are for the question, so everybody sit up straight, think about this. Normally, when I'm making my oatmeal and all that, I'll put in blueberries into the bowl with the oats and pour the boiling water on, and they will kind of heat and be like these. It's kind of like full blueberries in pancakes, right? They'll be like these superheated little explosions of flavor as you're eating through. Really good. I love it. And it's so easy to have that level of increased, I don't know, it's not really flavor, it's just food sensation or whatever, when you're eating it, just by doing that. But I normally will then, when all that's done, the oatmeal has soaked and steamed, or whatever oatmeal does when it sits in the boiling water and it becomes the stuff we know as oatmeal. When I'm about to stir it, I'll then slice in a banana, and boom, 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 boom. Got a more complex flavor, 2 fruits in there. You get some different nutrients from the variety. Bananas have, obviously, as they market, lots of potassium, but they have lots of other good stuff too. And blueberries tend to be, as I know, one of the great antioxidant superfoods. So they both got more than all that going on, but those are a couple things that I know of. So I typically will. That's a good combination. I found they complement each other, and it goes pretty well. Well, today I was just getting going. The coffee, obviously the water wasn't hot, so the coffee hadn't happened yet either. And I just found myself slicing a banana into the bowl as well. And so I did both with the oats and the hot water. I'm never going back. I gotta tell you guys, the hot water with the banana, the banana slices, and it was really thinly sliced banana, pretty ripe. And by the time I was stirring it, they were almost gone. By the time I was eating it, you could barely find a little chunk of banana. It had so cooked in, and it just added this creaminess and flavor throughout the oatmeal. Oh man, it's the Hambbage hot eating tip of the day. If you do instant oatmeal, slice your banana into it beforehand. I guess that was the question. Do you put your bananas into instant oatmeal before you cook it effectively with the hot water, or do you put it on top after? I'd always been on top after kind of guy, and I think after today I've changed. I think I'm in there early and let them get extra creamy. Now, if you were just doing bananas, maybe that would be less satisfactory, because then it's just kind of, another bowl of blah. You don't have anything else to kind of brighten it up. But when it's complementing the blueberries, ooh, I'm telling you, good stuff. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if you're, or are you the I hate oatmeal? What are you talking about? It's so gross and lumpy and blah 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 blah. I used to be that guy too. I think it's kind of one of those that you grow into. Although, like growing up, my sister loved it. She'd be like, "Mom, can we have oatmeal?" And I'm like, "Stop it! No, I don't like oatmeal." But I don't know. Sometime relatively early in my adult life, I kind of rediscovered it. I was like, I really like this. And my sister does these awesome, like when we get together, because I live states away. I live in Colorado, so I live states away from both my parents and my sister and her family. So when I go to see either of them, or when they're out here, we're kind of all big group, and all meals are kind of not usually just thrown together. Oh, sometimes we'll sit down for a bigger breakfast, kind of later in the day, more leisurely and relaxed. And she'll do these like oats and fruit kind of casserole breakfast dish things that are just amazing. So good. And you guys may be thinking like, oh man, you think way too much about food. Just go and get a pizza or whatever. Well, as you get older, you'll find you can't do that as carefree as you used to. If you do, you're probably going to have some major medical issues. And it's a part of, just taking responsibility for your own life, being in good health. And for her family, there's been lots of different food allergies with their kids. Some with the nuts stuff, some with gluten for a while, and that's made them be much more aware of some of the different things. So this oats and fruit was something that everybody in her family could eat without food allergy stuff, so we could all enjoy it together, and it really just boom good stuff. So that was a really fun find. Not something I would ever cook for myself here, though, just too much. But I'd learned way back in the day, a kind of not at all similar, really. But it was a dessert, and this goes back to, I've told stories about when I was in college. I worked as kind of a manager / shop runner for a guy that owned a bunch of little sweet corn stands, among other things. We roasted corn at events. We did flowers in the spring, kind of a before the era where every Target and Walmart and Home Depot had a nursery of their own. We would do one, and it was superior because the farmer that was growing the corn and all the veggies and produce and stuff that we sold at the stands also had he wasn't starting all these annuals, but he had to connect out in farm country to the guy that did. And so we had these just top-notch starter plants, and people really loved it. I learned a lot. I've forgotten most of it. Most importantly, I learned that I can't keep a plant alive to save my life unless I'm getting paid for it. In which case, then people are like, "Oh man, you're an incredible. You keep all these going in a parking lot." Like, yeah, it's not too tough when that's what you're being paid to do. There's a lot of stuff like that you get real good at real fast. All right, let's take a quick look. 43, man, we did use up a lot of time. Well, we'll go up and, like I said, we'll do the exploring. I want to kind of explore the parts away from the main arena area. But let's try to sort out some of our inventory here. We don't need the bed down here. I don't know. All these can go. We'll hang on to the nether racks just in case we need them for filler on anything. Put the box away. And pick up the end chest. Alright, well, I do apologize, guys. I hope you enjoyed the breakfast talk. You can see what's been on my mind recently today. But yeah, think about those kind of things when you're when you're in the store. It depends, it depends a ton on what age you are and what you're doing. But I think it's the sort of stuff you never want to hear your parents tell you about, right? Like, get off my back. I don't need to be told how to, don't tell me how to live my life. I'm gonna live my life however I want. Ooh. Hey, buddy, come on over. I got a surprise for you. Oh! Did you just fall down dead from one hit? Okay, well, now I'm back to wondering again, because I kind of thought that back here would be our area. I mean, it's still got to be here somewhere, right? Am I going to go back to this? Oh, no. Stop it. Now, are you like a big... Yep. You are a big old lava lake. Which... Okay, that's sealing that up. Most importantly means that we're not missing anything back in that direction. Oh, we are missing this gold, though. Okay, so not here. We're just going to have to methodically kind of poke around and try to find out where that interior section went. Is there any entrance around here? No. It was the one right next to the door. That is awesome. So what do you guys want to do? Should we play with a sword for 15, 20 minutes? Maybe not that much, 10 minutes. Just see how we can do it in here. Now, sword's not going to be as good for the lava cubes. And I don't frankly know what it does against the blazes, if they're considered... I think they're not undead. Oh, almost had you. Ah, go. Oh. Haven't really warmed up our dodging, our ducking and weaving. Oh, come on. Okay. Come on, guys. One. Who's coming? Aw. Got me. But I was interested to see that that other one wasn't even on a jump. So let's experiment. Don't miss him, though. Bad experiments. Alright, well, and note, we're level 19. We're going to kind of run a few laps around here. But notice how few swarms we've gotten. Whereas when we were at about level 40, it was... And I don't know if that's a time thing. Maybe the longer we hang out around here, the more... Oh! Get him, guys! Oh, just go. Take him down. Oh, I missed it. I tried to screenshot. I wanted to get our buddies. If you guys do that again, I will totally take your picture. That'd be fun. I do have a number of saved up thumbnail images building up now, which is nice. We use the jungle trees with all our netherite gear. The other day, or for the last video, but we'd made one on our boat. I think we got one in front of the cows that maybe I haven't used yet. I don't know. Couple in reserve, which is nice to have. Ooh, hi. Wow, I'm really hungry. I guess all that running around. get up to level 20 at least. Maybe that'll get us some more enemies. Okay. That was pretty funny. That's where the skeletons all obviously are very prone, and zombies too. Although I find it tougher to justify carrying this sword in the overworld just for zombies, because zombies are, let's face it, they're not not the most threatening of enemies. I would rather have extra damage against creepers. Hi. You're gonna be a doof. Can we get you to hit the pigman and get mad? Oh, because he doesn't care about fire. That's right. Oh, we'll go around this. Oh, let's go out on this little path. That's a lot of blazes. Good thing we got our new bow. Alright. Oh, I do enjoy having a good death loop. Not in the we're in a death loop sense, but in the loop of inflicting death. Just an awesome state of being. Hi! And I really love being able to one-shot these guys most of the time. Not always. But if you did always, see? They can be sneaky. He's got pro strats there. Anything down there? No. That was just the effect. There we go. Took a while. No XP left unturned. See, not as effective on the blazes. I know there's one more of you. Two more. Oh, it's fun. Alright, we're going to have to really be careful here now that we're... Okay, apparently all I said about not having enough mobs was, Hey. Can't see you because of their dumb fire. Oh, stop. I was moving. Let's 5 more minutes. Oh, and I didn't even look. One more head. There we go. So we've been going for 7 or so minutes. We've gotten 1 head. We got 5 more minutes. Let's see if we can get another. It always kind of freaks me out. Clearly, after the great I can't find the inside of the fortress episode, and it was right underneath me the whole time. It's great. Oh, it's good stuff. In a way, I mean, again, this is one of those things you kind of have to watch out for. When you get the right gear, you become kind of OP, and it's a little less compelling in the sense that there's really a lot of stuff would have to go wrong for me to be in any significant trouble. Oh man, look at all those stupid places. Where'd the other one go? Oh, he's climbing up again. Why is there always one guy? Well, I want to go up here. It's probably the smart one. He's like, I don't know if all the rest of you guys see this, but our numbers are falling pretty rapidly. You're good. Ooh, that's a lot of you. Oh, I don't even need food yet. That's a first in a while. Oh. See, it just feels like sometimes you can dodge and it feels pretty responsive. Other times, you just don't have a chance. You gotta just endure the fire. Alright, did you guys hit any of the pigmen? Come on. Well, you're fighting each other. There we go. Wait. Oh. I thought you were a pigman. Man, it's like the game knows. Oh, you want to get a screenshot of that? No. We're going to distract you while the pigs go. So you have to... Of course you were going to do that. Alright, there's them dealt with. So we do waste quite a bit of food. It's not the most efficient. But yeah, we either need complete rail or to fill this area in totally, I think. And you're no joke. Oh. And you got a wither through on me? And you're gonna say I missed you? Some kind of... Oh, I thought that was a skeleton. There's a skeleton over there. Wait, why would you come and hit me when the blaze just lit you on fire, dude. Did he just really just walk off the edge? No. Alright, back we go. Too many of these little guys. Oh, it's nice. It's that was over my left shoulder. You know it, I know it, Blaze. Whoa. I don't need this many of you guys around, for sure. Okay, who wants it? You do. Who wants it next? That was kind of unfortunate. I kept killing everybody he shot. What was it? One of the splash screens recently was mob infighting or monster infighting. That's what we'd like to capture. Yeah, you two guys have been causing trouble for far too long. No! You will not make me accidentally hit a pigman. They're my homies. You might hit one, but they don't seem to care too much about that. Alright. Can't see you. Or you. I can see you. And... Ah! Ah! I know, I hear you, Wither. Where are you? You're over here. Any more of you? Two. Well, what do you think? You think that's been about 10 minutes or 5 minutes? Yep. 7. We did get one more skull. So in about, I'm going to call it 15 minutes all around, we got 2 skulls. That is just wild. And frankly, you know, just plenty. It's, was he just hacking on me? Alright. Let's not... Look, guys, I want to end this episode. You two are fools. Come on back down. I'll shoot you in the feet. Okay, are we secure? We got this one guy left. Alright. I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Afraid of the big black bat? I've heard of the big bad wolf. Oh, it's a Batman, right? Who's afraid of the big black bat? Yeah. Well, that was fun, and I'm going to be very quick to get right back in it again and do another one where we are going to head inside the fortress, see how far that goes, what all's involved. I'm looking forward to it. It's long overdue. And I'm glad to see our Smite Sword is a good addition to the Great Wither Skull Roundup. So, cool. We got lots of fun to be had. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of somebody else while you're at it. And do take that break while I take mine. Get up, stretch your legs, move around, look outside, see what's going on. I think our clouds are building in the last hour. It's getting a little darker around the blinds. And that was forecasted. It's a shame, but I did get out. Just a quick start in on the day, but I think our weekend kind of takes a turn here. So, lots of fun to be had in the warm, dry depths of the nether. So we'll do that. Till next time, stay awesome, guys. Bye.